excited, guys.
Hi, I'm Andrew, and this is Rick, and we are with Accelerate. We presented about a year ago, probably, but we have some very exciting updates, so we're excited to share with you. But I will rehash. I know there's some new faces since we presented a year ago, which is good. Let me.
Is there a slide
grab
button?
The advancer. All right. So I'll start with a rehash of really what we do. So really, I'll show you first, and then I'll explain what we're doing. So essentially, the user is going to come in, and the user is most of the people in this room, entrepreneurs, folks who are in the startup realm who want to help or be helped by others in the startup community. So essentially, here we see mentors. I need mentors in consulting and technology, for instance. We need investment, and we need some legal help getting our IP on the shelf. So this is my profile. I fill it out. And why I'm doing this is to be matched to others who can help me. So the other side of the coin is I'm going to pop in here, and it'll say up at the top, how do you help? Well, I can help by giving people technology. I can help with some technology mentorship, and I can give some help in the marketing field and all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that in. This is all focus on the startup and small business areas. So immediately after I tell them what I need and what I can offer, I'm going to immediately get match suggestions based on our algorithm saying this Joe Shahada can help you with technology because you need it, but you can also help Joe with marketing because he needs that. So it's both sides of the coin matching intelligently instead of some other networking sites are kind of telling you, well, you should connect to your second cousin. Well, you probably don't need to. You know them. This is people you need to know, people you don't already know. So you can see the matches here. So part of the big advance with which Rick is going to go further into is the widget. So now we're able to plug directly in. You see here the Innovation Center. They're the EDC up in Independence, Missouri, near Kansas City. So we see, for example, Zach here. Zach and I are a good match. We see next to it, we see Zach's needs and offers. He needs mentorship and marketing. Again, I can help him with that. So here what that allows is I can hit that high five and say, hey, let's get together and let's talk about this, what I can help you with. And then secondly, we see the offer and mentorship and technology. He can help me too. So now when we sit down and get together for coffee, we can help one another. It's not just a take relationship. It's a give and take. So
these people are being brought to Andrew's profile because of the intelligent matching. And the greater the circle around the face, the greater the match. We figure that the way we can connect to people is by bringing them people, not just sending them to a directory. And what we found in our big announcement today is we've been having some great advancements in certain regions. Regionalism approach versus the individual community approach. Regionalism approach in St. Charles, for instance, right now, these are the organizations. You got the university, the St. Charles Community College, the chamber, the EDC, the incubator, the Rotary. All of them take our technology and plug it in on their websites, which we're doing right now. And then that community is all one community. So let's say this group over here is the Rotary. You guys love the Rotary, you know, the big cigars, and you're having fun with your, and over here is the chamber, and you guys are doing your breakfasts, right? And in the back is the university, and they're talking about whatever kind of schooling they need. You guys don't ever talk to each other. In fact, you're sitting apart from each other right now. But with our matching technology, you don't have to be next to somebody and happen to sit next to them at the 1 Million Cups event. You're brought to them across the region. So St. Charles Community, the St. Charles Economic Development Center is the funder of this. They're paying for this for the county. But what happens when there's not a funder? Kansas City Co-working Alliance. Now, co-working spaces, they don't make any money. Let's be honest, it's not a big win business opportunity, co-working spaces, traditionally. So we can't really charge them money for this software. We want their startups and their incubators to be part of the system. And so we are getting sponsorship. The KC Co-working Alliance is being sponsored by small businesses that give money like chambers would do. So we can be able to give all these organizations in Kansas City the software on their site, but they can't afford it. So those are our two business models. A, get a regional power like an EDC to pay for it, or B, get sponsorships to afford it for nonprofits and other sectors. The next pivot we're doing, which is the next big move, is not business at all, not small business. These are organizations, and there's lots more, who have come to us, whether they're in media or if they're in criminal justice, or they're in athletics, or if they're in things you like to do on Sundays. These organizations aren't small businesses, that small business focused. And so their questionnaire, their profile is different. To get that questionnaire different, to vary it amongst these different topics, that costs us money and time. So what we're asking today is, we need users, and we need communities that want to use the small business connection. And if you guys have organizations you're a part of that want to connect with others in the region, we can help you with that. We want those connections. And also what we're asking is, we are looking for money. You guys may or may not, I don't know if this audience is the right audience, but I'm just stating, to get to this next level where we have many organizations, and we've talked to Monsanto, we've talked to PBS, we've talked to a lot of big organizations that have a community that don't yet intelligently match their people to their product. We can do that for them with our software if we have a little bit of money, a little bit of time to work. And that's the big next pivot for this summer. First we did selling to one-off communities, then we're selling to regions, and now we're selling to those who are not even in the small business area. So that's the direction we're going. Working with about 30 or more communities total. You saw some of them here, there's lots more. And we do presentations all the time. But give us some questions.
Hold on. Sorry.
Okay.
Jump the gun. You have to have the microphone, otherwise the live stream can't hear you. So.
He's wearing his
Be able to hear
Fitbit.
you.
He's wearing his Fitbit so he can get the steps in. You know, if you're going to keep it up. Go ahead.
Hi. So I'm trying to follow the pivot a little bit here. It seems like you're moving from a skill share model to a marketing model. Is that correct? So when you're talking about engaging larger communities and then connecting them with people who want their services, it seems like that's more marketing rather than a reciprocal relationship.
Yeah, I appreciate the question, and obviously the 5 minutes is not enough time. We should be, maybe this should be more clear. So the pivot, going back, the pivot is to make the questionnaire adjustable to the customer's desires. Let's take an athletic company. They want to do a lot with their sports team. St. Charles Football Club came to us several times. Their users, their viewers love their soccer players. And their soccer players love talking to their users. Well, how do you get the people to the right events and the people to the right, watching the right show? We want to connect those people. We don't have to connect them to a person. We can connect them to a product or a service. So that's the intelligent matching. Now let's go a different direction. Let's talk about Corporate Alliance. They're in Utah. They want to connect people who are CEOs based on when they want to play golf, because that's when the deals are made or whatever in Utah. I don't know, I don't play golf, so maybe that's the case. But that doesn't have to do with, do you need marketing help? That has to do with, do you like to play golf and when and where? So again, it's still intelligent marketing, intelligent matching, but it's not about small business. It's about whatever topic the company wants. Criminal justice, for instance. Obodo is a nonprofit, and they want to connect the people who have been, they're ex-cons, they've left the system, and they need to be connected to psychological help or AA meetings or whatever it is they need to be helped with to get training and job work. They need to be connected to that way. Those questions, again, aren't small business. They're different.
Okay, so I think that I understood. And you're looking for users. How many users do you need to have on this network to make it viable?
Yeah, good question. So you saw St. Charles region, and we had, I don't know, 6 or 7 different communities in St. Charles. They onboard their own members, and each of those communities has a couple hundred members. In St. Charles, a couple hundred members in 6 different organizations is a great network of people in that region. So if we're talking regional, like within half an hour of your house, we can do it with under 1,000 people. If we're talking you want to get connected to Chicago, that's not what our software does. We're not trying to connect you across the nation. We're trying to connect you in your pocket of region where you have the most kind of density of like-minded thinkers that you need to find connections with and collaborators. That's what we're trying to do. And break it through the silos of university, chamber, Rotary, etc. Get people in those organizations to start talking, which they aren't really doing right now. That's the original Accelerate model. That's what's working really well. And the pivot then would take that technology, the matching technology, and put it into any organization that has a matching community need.
So in order to really take advantage of the platform, do you need to essentially roll out to a new community first for it to be effective, or can a person in small town XYZ or 2 people in small town XYZ both hop on the platform and, you know, serendipitously meet
Yeah.
without the need to actually roll out in that small town.
Absolutely. We have people doing that all the time. We have people signing up every day. We don't even know who these people are. They've heard about us through our YouTube or through other kind of connections we have. We do a lot of conventions. We were at South by Southwest, and we were the media partners for NBIA. They were our first paying client, National Business Incubator Association. So these people are hearing about us, and they're signing up from even all over the world. We have a lot of people in Europe. And what happens with these, they can find connections, but in our analytics, they're not continually finding connections because there's not enough users in that area. The way we found is we're not trying to go, you know, all in LinkedIn, Facebook. You know, that's already there. We're trying to make it more hyper-focused. But you can find benefits. Any of you in here can sign up and find benefits. You just go to accelerate.org, fill out your profile, it takes 2 minutes, and you'll have people matched to you right away. And most of them are in St. Louis, so you'll be good there. But if we were in Omaha, it would be less beneficial if you want somebody next door. If you're willing to do the distance communication, then you're fine.
Good morning.
Morning.
Sounds like you have a superset that can match anything to anything.
The algorithm is built, and that's
Yeah.
really solid, yeah.
So it reminds me of a dating application.
Match.com, exactly, for the
Yeah.
entrepreneur without the
I
dating.
haven't used it lately, but who knows? Anyway, what I'm getting at, what about, does yours offer a benefit over Match.com that could take you into that community, which has local needs, you know, it fits your model.
Mhm.
Is it worth tweaking your model to
go to dating, you're meaning?
Yeah.
There's too much competition in the dating scene, and that's more of a
So you don't have a niche that goes beyond your algorithm that
Our-
would make you more
right.
attractive than
right. Our business
Okay.
is community connectivity and regional connectivity, and not to do with dating. There's too many VCs who have lost all their money trying to launch the next dating
Yeah.
site, so we're not really interested in that. Yes.
So my question would be, do you provide any API for other organizations to use your services?
Yeah, our technology can be plugged in under 3 minutes, more like 30 seconds, but we say under 3 minutes because nobody believes us. So we can plug it into your site. If you have a WordPress or a Wix or any of these sites, custom, we're on WashU's site, and they're totally custom. So we can plug into any site in under 3 minutes, as long as you are one that can change the text, you know, change the words in the newsletter. If you can do that, you can plug us in. It's that easy.
So I have a very specific case for us. We are I-10. So as
Oh, yeah.
everybody knows, we have the mental match.
Mhm.
So but it's one way, it's the entrepreneur to find the mentor, and we don't do the other way to the mentor get some coaching from the
Right. Right.
So do you think any possible we can use this technology and improve our existing services?
The answer totally is yes, and the reason is what you just said. You have a population who's serving and a population who's receiving service. But what we found is the populations never just do the one way. They also receive and give, both. So when you fill out your questionnaire, and this has been tweaked 3 or 4 times, it's what you need and how you can help. And everybody can help each other. Traditionally, we thought the biggest need would be mentors to entrepreneurs. That's when I founded the Drury Center for Entrepreneurship at Lindenwood University, which was the impetus of the idea, which was how do I connect the community to my people, mentors to my people. I wanted to help my students, right? What I found was the biggest use of Accelerate isn't that. The biggest use of Accelerate is the collaboration between people back and forth, the symbiotic relationship, not just the receiving. And you'd be surprised at how many people can help other people that they didn't even tell anyone. They've just gone to their chamber meeting or whatever saying that I'm a marketer or I'm an insurance agent or whatever and I can sell you insurance, but the reality is they need tons and tons of services as well, and they can offer things beyond their professional service. And so we are opening up those additional lines of connectivity. And I think we should get together on this. I think I-10 can really benefit from us.
Last question.
Thank you. Hi. I went out to your site and I see you can sign in via LinkedIn, Facebook, Google, or with email, but it doesn't say pricing. How do you charge?
Yeah,
or-
good question. Good question. I like that question. We don't go to the individuals for charging. The individuals are all free. Who's going to pay? I mean, individuals have our time paying $5 for Netflix. They're complaining when Netflix went to $12 for the DVDs. We're not going to go that route. Okay, that's too much. We go to the community that services the individuals, and they give us money. It's $1.99 a month to plug into the site. Then when the site wants the analytics of all those interactions, which gives them vast information about what their people actually want, not just what we think they want, but what they're actually saying they want, which is a big difference, that you get the analytics for an extra $99 a month. So it's plus or minus $300 a month for the community to offer it to their people. Chambers that have 700 members, this is a no-brainer. Universities that have thousands of students that want to work with the alumni after they leave the university, it's a no-brainer. But let's say it's like St. Charles, where they have the Rotary, the Chamber, and the University, and the Incubator, and all these other. Each of those communities is all the same community. We built it just once, and we just plug it into the different sites. $29 a month is all it is. We just have to host the cost. We have to take the cost of plugging it in. And in each of those communities is $29. So for the entirety of St. Charles, I think we have 7 communities online. I think it's maybe $500 a month. I mean, it's like nothing for all these communities to be connected. We used to ask for a lot more money, and we wanted it to be a lot more money for us. But the truth is, nobody's going to pay a lot more money. So we found the sweet spot, which is cheap and easy and sharing. And that's how we're moving forward.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.